Hey, welcome back. So you know you need to get stuff done, but for whatever reason, every time you go to implement a marketing strategy or create a content calendar or finish your online program, something comes up, distraction takes over, you procrastinate, and the excuses start flooding in. Now, if this sounds familiar and you want this year to be your year to stay focused, complete projects, get more clients, and make the money you deserve, then smash that subscribe button because this is the channel that's going to help make that happen for your business. I'm Kellyanne Zielinski, and I help online coaches and course creators increase their influence, impact, and income by digitally getting their message out to the world. One of the greatest challenges for entrepreneurs is procrastination. It's definitely gotten the best of all of us at one point or another if we really look deep down inside. Procrastination shows up like those moments where the resistance is so strong that you physically or mentally will not take the action you need to in order to complete what needs to be done. So what's up with that? And why does it happen? And how do you move beyond it? If you're wondering that, you're in luck because we're going to be covering all of that in this video. Now, my job here is to hold you fully capable to being the successful, badass business owner you are and support you in getting shit done. So if procrastination is something you've been struggling with, practice these 5 productivity tips and you'll shift from frustration to celebration fast. Productivity tip number 1, become aware. All right, friends, it's time to call a spade here. The core of procrastination is resistance. When procrastination comes up for you, be completely honest with yourself about what you're resisting. And just know that this could be perceived as both positive or negative. So first and foremost, think about what it means for you to do what needs to be done. Maybe it means more money, or perhaps it means more time, and it could definitely include more freedom. If this is the case, look at if you fully believe it's possible for you, and if you truly believe that you deserve it. If not, that might be where the resistance is coming from. Also, think about what the payoff is for not completing what you're working on. So do you get to beat yourself up? Or do you get to stay small where your mind is perceiving you as safe? Really go inside and determine why you're resisting or procrastinating. Maybe it's because it feels hard, or maybe it's a learning curve, and just know that just because something's a learning curve does not mean that it's a misalignment with what you should be doing. Or perhaps you're disappointed because it's taking longer than you anticipated. The point here is to be completely aware of what's happening mentally, meaning what your mind is telling you, as well as emotionally, which is what your body's telling you when procrastination comes up for you. The issue typically is not the project or the task that you're working on as much as it is the internal development that you have to grow through. Productivity tip number 2, block time. So your time is precious. Treat it that way. Research shows that for every interruption, it takes 15 to 30 minutes to get yourself refocused and back on track. So more often than not, folks give away their time and energy for free, leaving nothing for themselves. Your job is to block time, put yourself in the zone, and do what needs to be done in order to stay there. And that might mean everything from putting your phone on silent, or turning off notifications on your computers, or even forgetting about social media for a few hours. Whatever it is for you, be disciplined in your work ethic. One of my favorite books is a book called No Excuses by Brian Tracy. And in that book, he talks about how one of the top skills of successful people is discipline. They control their lives by controlling their time and schedules. So for you to control your time and schedule, begin by blocking off uninterrupted time for your admin work as well as your creative projects. Productivity tip number 3, get organized and prioritize. Now, once you're in full awareness of what you're resisting and you've blocked off time, then you could begin to tackle your projects by getting organized. To do this, begin with the end in mind and think backwards. So for example, if you'd like to make $100,000 this year, then first think about what you plan to launch throughout the year. Then go further and think about what you plan to launch the first quarter. And then prioritize what needs to happen for that first launch to be successful. First and foremost, you may need a strategy to build your email list and then a marketing plan. Or perhaps you're at the point in your business where you need a solid sales funnel and a sales page. Or maybe you're at the point where you're reaching out to affiliates. Just know that each launch has a process, and it's important to prioritize tasks. Number one, so that you can celebrate small successes along the way, and number two, so that you can have a successful launch that creates influence, impact, and income. Productivity tip number 4, chunk it down and delegate. Once you develop your priorities list, the next step is to chunk down your tasks. A little trick my mentors taught me was to list out for each task what I plan to work on, as well as what I can delegate. So I'm going to encourage you to do the same. Now, if you're not seeing consistent income yet, don't get discouraged and don't panic. There are outsourcing websites that are extremely reasonable in pricing. So sites like Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and even Craigslist. Now, I've used Fiverr for everything from logos, banners, editing services. I've used them for scripting services and so much more. Also, my fiance Matthew Pillmore with VIP Financial Education, he built a 7-figure business by using Craigslist to find his YouTube manager and social media manager, starting them at $13 an hour. So it's very possible to delegate tasks for reasonable prices. Once you determine what you'll do and what you plan to delegate, then fill in your block time with realistic workloads. And I say realistic because oftentimes we overestimate how much we can get done in a period of time, and then we get disappointed and overwhelmed when tasks start piling up. So start small and get a feel for your work pace and work on every project and task until completion, which means don't multitask and don't jump around. Believe me when I say you'll accomplish more and you'll feel way more successful. Now, we're always looking for more resources here at Self Leadership Global, so I'd love for you to comment below and let us know your favorite outsourcing resources and what you've used them for. Go ahead and take a moment and comment that below. Productivity tip number 5, consistently take action. Now, I'd like to share a little secret with you. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you don't do it, you trust yourself a little less. When you continuously trust yourself less and less, you hold yourself to a lower standard and you allow yourself to get distracted and procrastinate. So here's the thing, friend, you start to expect that you won't complete projects, and then you beat yourself up as expected because you don't trust yourself to finish what you've started. The way to overcome this is to consistently take action, even if it's just small actions. That's why it's important to chunk your projects and tasks down with small steps at first, because it helps to build self-trust. And when you have self-trust, that leads to self-love. And when you have self-love, that leads to you feeling worthy, and then that leads to influence, impact, and income. So the moral of the story is to consistently implement what you've worked on, take action, and get your message out there. The more you do, the easier it gets along the way. Congrats, coach! Now you know the 5 productivity tips to slay procrastination and get stuff done. Now I know it could feel like a lot, especially in the beginning, but just know that I have your back and you're not alone. If you feel like you need some extra guidance on how to get yourself organized, go ahead and sign up for a free coaching call by clicking the link in the description below. And if you want to join a free community of conscious entrepreneurs, course creators, and online coaches just like you, I've created an exclusive society where I share up-to-date, up-leveling tips and mindset strategies to help you simplify the business of building your business. So go ahead and click that link in the description below to join that now. And lastly, if this video was just what you needed in your coaching business, please let me know by liking it below, subscribing, and sharing it with your coach friends. Until next time, coach, keep building your empire.